Hello everybody, we're back on the channel, on Finn's YouTube channel. We'll be breaking down the UFC Fight Night Vera versus Sandhagen. Firstly, before we break down the card, we'll break down the entire card as well. Oh, what a card last weekend, UFC 286. I was pretty good in my predictions. Let's see how we do this week. Okay, onto the first fight of the night. Ooh, we had some really nice fights scheduled for this weekend. I'll only mention the Nate Landwehr versus Alex Caceres fight because that is a UFC fan favorite fight. That was gonna be at featherweight. If you know, you know. Nate Landwehr still appears on the card, but Alex Caceres dropped out. I'm a big fan of both martial artists, but I'm the conductor of the Nate the Train Express. So let's go. Anyways, first fight of the night, we had Victor Altamirano versus Vinicius Salvador. I think Vinicius Salvador fought on the Dana White Contender Series, so you know the energy he's about. He has a record of 14-4. Victor has a record of 11-2. I'm backing Victor because I've seen Victor fight, and I love his. One thing about me that will be a common thread is like I always say I love certain fighters' spirit, because the spirit means a lot to me at the highest level of sport. Like everybody can throw a jab, everybody can defend a takedown, everybody can do certain skill sets to become UFC fighters. But what differentiates you is your spirit, is your heart. John Jones knows this. The real ones know this. So I picked Victor because of his spirit, and I've seen him fight, and I like his little anime face off. Next fight is at men's flyweight. It'll be CJ Vergara versus Daniel Da Silva. Daniel Da Silva has lost all of his fights in the UFC, and he's at 11-4, fighting out of the blue corner. And CJ Vergara is 10-4 and 1. I don't know his record, but funny enough, I'm backing Daniel Da Silva because even though he's lost, he's a young fighter. He's lost all of his fights in the UFC competitively, and the UFC have still kept him. So he obviously has a certain quality that is worth viewing. And CJ Vergara, honestly, I've not heard much about him, and I'm not impressed by him. I don't know why. I'm just not. So I picked Daniel Da Silva on that one. Let's go. Next fight is a men's welterweight. Trevin Giles against Preston Parsons. Trevin Giles fought at men's middleweight against Dricus Triple C and got KO'd. And now he dropped weight. He's 15-4, facing Preston Parsons, who's 10-3. I'm gonna pick Parsons. I've seen Parsons fight and I've seen Giles fight, and I'm just gonna pick Parsons. Also, like my last memory of Giles, he got knocked out. So come on, man. Next fight is a men's featherweight, Steven Peterson versus Lucas Alexander. I'm going to pick Lucas Alexander. I've seen Steven Peterson fight. I should say against who? Let me tell you. I think it was against Chase Hooper, to be fair. I think Chase Hooper beat him. He lost to Julian Erosa last year. Okay, he beat Chase Hooper in a fight that I probably thought that he won. But in a fight where he probably performed poorly, so he lost to Julian Erosa. I'm gonna pick Lucas Alexander in that one. Cause come on, man. And then in the main event of the prelim card, we have Daniel Pineda from Houston. Shout out H-Town. And then against Tucker Lutz. These guys don't look like featherweights. They look like welterweights, which is incredible. Tucker Lutz is 12-2. Daniel Pineda is 27-14. My mind says I should pick Tucker Lutz, but I'm picking Daniel Pineda because of the H-Town connection, so let's go H-Town. And also, he's fighting in San Antonio. Like, come on, bro. Not that long a commute and all that. Now we're on to the main card. Cheese! First fight on the main card. I don't know much about Albert Duraev, but Chidi Njokuani, cheese! Listen, I might be biased. I might have clear biases. But Chidi Bang Bang, that's my guy. I like that. I like that guy. His last fight was against Gregory Rodriguez, and he lost. So keep in mind, this guy lost, and look at how I'm speaking about him. And he obviously has impressive wins in the UFC. Gregory Rodriguez is an impressive performer at men's middleweight. He's had a couple stumbling blocks, but an incredible performer. Chidi Njokuani is an incredible performer as well. 22 and 8 versus 15 and 4. I'm backing Chidi. He's an entertaining striker. Alex Perez, excuse me. This is the next fight at men's flyweight. I'm picking Chidi in that fight, by the way. I don't think I made that point any clearer. The next fight is at men's flyweight. It's Alex Perez, the record of 24 and 7, former title contender Alex Perez, facing 18 and 6 Manel Kape. I'm picking Manel Kape. I think he's a better martial artist. I like Starboy. I like his energy. His energy is strong. His energy is he wants it. Also, we need characters in men's flyweight. We don't need them. We don't need them. But I want characters in men's flyweight. Pantoja is a character. Kape is a character. There are other couple characters at men's flyweight that are Mokhayev, Hadley. Shout out Jake Hadley, the boy. I just treated him like breakfast. Shout out Jake Hadley. Men's flyweight is forming nicely. I really like men's flyweight. It's really coming along nicely. Men's next fight is a women's flyweight, and in a battle of the prospects, man. It's Andrea Lee, who isn't really a prospect anymore, to be fair, but she has a high ceiling. And then against Macy Barber with a record of 11 and 2. Macy Barber was trying to do what Muhammad Mokhayev is trying to do now by becoming the youngest UFC champion. Which just shows how impressive John Jones is. But oh my goodness, I would like to look at. Nah, there's no time for that. I pick. That really is a pick'em fight. Andrea Lee's good. Macy Barber's good. Any, mini, money, more. I'll pick Macy Barber. Fuck it. UFC, and then the next fight is at men's featherweight. Nate Landwehr versus Austin Lingo. I want to see Austin Lingo's. Because Austin Lingo is 9 and 1. Right. I want to see his. I'm pretty sure I've seen him fight. I'm pretty sure. Right. So he beat this guy called Luis Saldana. And Luis Saldana is very, very good. I've watched Luis Saldana fight a lot of times. Maybe like 2 or 3 times. Austin Lingo beat him by decision. This guy is a decision machine. He probably has the technique to beat Nate Landwehr, but Nate Landwehr is 16 and 4 and has way more experience. And not just experience fighting or experience in combat, but experience of a certain level of fighting. So Nate Landwehr can make adjustments in fight, mid-round, and he has the experience to understand what type of fight he is fighting and oftentimes win or come out looking better in those fights. I back Nate Landwehr. He's a Nate the Train. If I don't lose, I'm probably gonna win. That's a Nate Landwehr classic quote. And then on to the co-main event, we've got the GOAT of the sport, Holly Holm, 14 and 6, facing Yana Santos, also 14 and 6 with 1 no contest. Yana came up holding her baby to the weigh-ins, like the ceremonial weigh-ins, and I like that. It reminded me of when Juliana Pena did that with her daughter. At first I thought it was a bit gimmicky. Sorry, but it reminds them what they're doing this for, what they're in this for. You know what I mean? And also, I respect that lady. She came in as just a fighter. She's gotten pregnant. She's given birth, and she's still fighting, still competing at the highest level against the GOAT, Holly Holm. Shout out Yana Santos, formerly Yana Kunitskaya. Shout out Yana Santos. Big up. That's some big ball. That's some big. You know what I'm saying? That's some ovaries. You know what I mean? Shout out Yana Santos. But with all that said, I pick Holly Holm to win because I think Holly Holm is just the GOAT. Yeah, she's the GOAT, man. Come on. She's the best female. She's the best female combat athlete. Period. Ever. She did it in boxing at the highest level. Did it in MMA, highest level. Stop it. Main event. I have no idea who. Oh, okay. Let me pause there. I often face a dilemma where I never know. I have who my head thinks will win. I have who I think will win, and who I want to win. In this case, in this case, I don't really have anybody that I want to win in the main event, because I'm a big fan of both competitors, because they're both very different, and that's why I like them. I like them for different things. So to have these two do battle is almost a battle of philosophies for me as a fan and as a student. So to see these two face off and to see one philosophy tested against the other is exciting, which is why I love the sport. But it's also sad in a way, because I'm gonna see one falter a little bit for very, very, very high stakes. Who I think will win? I think Corey Sandhagen will win. Not by stoppage, by decision. I see the left to the body from Corey Sandhagen. The left to the body. I see that being a prominent weapon. I see takedowns, or the threat of the takedowns being a threat from Corey Sandhagen. But if Chito Vera wins, would I be surprised? No. If Chito Vera wins, would I be sad? No. One thing I've learned as a fan, I've been a fan since really, obviously, like many others. Conor McGregor brought me to the sport. He brought my attention to the sport. But what really retained my attention and my interest is the fact that this is a fully developed sport. It's not just like boxing. Boxing is a sport. Boxing is an Olympic sport, for crying out loud. But boxing isn't that competitive. I'm recording this on March 25th, the day of the Joseph Benavidez and Caleb Plant fight. And I'm not a big boxing consumer, but I will consume that fight because that seems like a competitive sporting matchup with high stakes. Chito Vera has had an amazing win streak. If he wins, I will not be surprised. If he wins, I'll be happy. If Corey Sandhagen wins, I'll be happy either. So either way, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be content. What will really make me happy is just for both athletes to perform. And no injury, or at least no, because they were moving, for crying out loud, they were fighting, but no long-lasting injury. That's what I hope for. I think Corey would win, but I'm really just holding my breath for that one. So let's see how we do this weekend rather, and let's enjoy the fights.